You know when you get those playing cards that have a one-way back design and you're like, I just don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do with these.
So today I'm going to be sharing with you the easiest yet most mind-blowing thing you can do with the one-way back design in CardMechanic. What up crew, it is Magic Monday and this is your place to learn magic, master your performance, and captivate audiences. I already talked about what I'm going to be showing you, so let's do it. Boom, check it out. First things first, we need a deck of playing cards to actually do the trick. So start it off by taking the deck right out of the box and shuffling up the deck. And of course, if the spectator wants to do this, they can do this as well. All good. Once that's done, the spectator can go ahead and select any card. Let's just say this card right here, and that's a trick card. Let's just repick and say this card right here. Take a look and remember it, okay? If you don't remember it, then that's going to be an issue, right? So we'll take this card, leave it somewhere right in the center at random. The spectator can put it in. And now, I'll even close my eyes, turn my back around, have the spectator shuffle up this deck. So we'll give it a riffle, give it another riffle, maybe a few strip cuts like this. Then another riffle just for fun, and then we'll end it off with one final cut. When the spectator's done with all that, I'm going to turn myself right back around. At this point, the spectator selected a card at random. They put the card in anywhere they wanted. I closed my eyes, turned my back. The spectator shuffled up this deck. And now I'm going to do my best to locate the spectator's selected card. Okay, this is where I connect be one with the universe. Okay, I have a feeling that your card is not this one. Okay, well, obviously, if I go through one card at a time, eventually I'm going to come over your card. Let's just get rid of this half, all right? I want to say your card is not in this half, all right? So it just has to be. It has to be somewhere right here. Let's think about this. You know, since we're getting rid of the right half, we're just going to continue. I think the universe is going to give me a sign right here. Got rid of the right half. Boom. I'm starting to feel it. I'm starting to feel something. I don't know what I'm feeling, but I'm feeling something. Here we go. Here we go. It's coming to me. It's coming to me. No, I still need to get rid of the right half. All right, we'll get rid of the right half. And we're left with just a few cards. Now, I honestly have no idea which one of these cards is yours. So I'm just going to do my best here, try to feel it out. I think this one potentially. This one, possibly. I'm not sure about this one, but we'll keep that one as well. So we're down to these three cards. At this point, I haven't seen these three cards. You haven't seen these three cards. But we are left with three cards, okay? Okay, here we go. If I asked you to select a card, which one would you select? This one? Okay, well, in that case, we'll keep it over here. You know, we don't even want it. We don't even want that card because you selected it. We're going to throw it over to the side. But we are left with two cards. Here we go. This is not easy, but I think the universe is telling me to get rid of the card on the right. And we're left with just one card. And hopefully this is your card. I believe this is your card. This is what I was pulled to. The 3 of diamonds. Boom. Welcome to the tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed that performance. And I have to say, this trick is like 99.9% performance. I guarantee most of you watching this already know how this trick is done, but the magic and the impact is in the performance. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So first things first, just to quickly cover, this is like literally the easiest card trick ever. Basic premise, you go ahead, have a card selected by a spectator. If the spectator turns their card, you keep the deck as it is. If the spectator does not turn their card, you turn the deck. And all you're pretty much doing, since you are using a one-sided deck, you are just making sure the card goes in the reverse direction that it was picked out, right? So if the card was picked out like this, it would go in like this, right? And the reason I'm using this X deck by Alex Pandrea is because it is a one-sided back, but it's very, very subtle. So just by having a spectator quickly look at the backs, they'll be like, okay, well, they all pretty much look the same. And there is a very, very subtle difference. Hopefully I can zoom in here and quickly show you the difference between the two. Just take a look at that. Very, very small difference between these. So I'd recommend using a deck with a one-way back design that's very subtle, but of course this would work with any kind of one-way back design. So here, let's say we have the Jack of Diamonds selected. It goes into the deck reversed, okay? And I'm just going to be covering performance mainly. So it goes in reversed. Now, what I like to do here is I like to let the spectator shuffle the deck. Now, the key is going to be instructing the spectator on how to shuffle, okay? So you're going to have to kind of mime the motion for them. Okay, so what I like to do is I like to tell the spectator, I hand the deck over to the spectator in my actual performance, and I shuffle like this, gesturing at kind of an overhand type of shuffle. So when they take the deck, they will actually do the overhand shuffle. Now, of course, this is not 100,000% guaranteed, but I would say 99% of the time they will pick up the deck and follow exactly what you're doing, okay? So they can shuffle it like this. They can also riffle shuffle it if they pull apart the cards like this, right? And then shuffle this way, close in. But none of these shuffles actually affect the direction in which the cards are oriented. So the key performance tips here, when you have the card selected by a spectator, let them take a look at it. Just be aware of the position orientation of the card. And then what I'd recommend at that point, close your eyes, spread out the deck. Once you know how the card is going in, close your eyes, spread out the deck, and let them put it anywhere. And that's when you can immediately close, with your eyes still closed, by the way, immediately close the deck, hand it over to them. Again, eyes still closed. You hand it over to them, gesture at how you want them to shuffle. They're going to shuffle in that way. You can turn your back at this point, do any what am I saying? You can do any of those things. And then once that's all done, you can get the deck back. And now it's time for the reveal. The reveal is probably one of the most important parts, is because it really builds up the suspense on whether or not you're going to find the spectator selected card. Right, so what I like to do with this deck is I like to just spread out the cards like this, and I can immediately tell where the spectator selected card is. So I don't know how well it comes across on camera, but the spectator selected card is right there. It's the one that's not like the rest. So at this point, I kind of went with a theme in the performance I did for this video. Is I'm one with the cards, one with nature, whatever it is. And then I made up a story of how the right side cards will always be eliminated. So do I start eliminating those? I shuffle to a point where I know the spectator selected card will remain on the left side. So when I spread out the cards like this, the spectators, oh, I messed up. All right, the card ended up on the right side here, but even if you do mess up, then you just say, okay, well, I'm gonna go back and forth between eliminating the sides. And then at one point, you saw me kind of doing another kind of buildup where I'm trying to sense whether the card is a spectator selected card. This is the reversed card, by the way. This is the Jack of Diamonds. Boom, or maybe this one, whatever it is. And of course, you can also do this with a marked deck, so it doesn't have to just be a one-way, but it's cool, right? This is something you could do with a one-way back. So there you go. And now at this point, what I would ideally do is have these three cards in front of a spectator. The spectator selected card I would put on their right, because chances are, if the card is on their right, that's the card they're going to select, and that's the spectator's card. Okay, if they happen to not select this card, then of course you just go with a simple magician's choice. Get rid of that card. Let's say they selected that. We're down to 2 cards. And then either you can do this by yourself or get more interaction with them. But just one thing to keep in mind, always keep this in mind. The more interaction the spectator has with you, the better the impact at the end. So let's just say they select this final card. We get rid of this. And now the slow reveal. They can take a look themselves. There it is, selected card, Jack of Diamonds. What I really want to add here is this is a very, very simple, very basic beginner trick, but it will help you improve your performance. And ultimately, that's what matters at the end. You could be doing the simplest thing, you can be using the simplest gimmick that has an incredible effect, but if you can't build up the performance and really do this in front of people, then even the greatest trick in the world is not really going to look that great. So the main thing I'd say to take away from this video is to go back to the very simple tricks and see how you can work on building their performance. Because ultimately, you build that performance, the impact in the end is going to be incredible. So even though I shared a very simple trick with you today, I hope you got a lot out of this video. Now you can't leave without hearing the quote of the week, so this one is by Paulo Coelho. Hope I'm saying that right. He says, always ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be tomorrow. So do what you got to do, guys. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you really soon. Peace out.